Number 5, choosing materials. There are a lot of ways to get your players going out and looking for different resources. A lot of the time you need a certain specific material to make an item, for example, but there is a better way. What if, when you open your crafting interface and click the item, the material you choose will affect the item's properties and stats as well? This is absolutely one of my favorite ways to make materials matter in a game. Honestly, this is something I go out of my way to look for in a craft system. Why is it so interesting to me, you ask? Whether you asked or not, I'll tell you. When I spend points or currency to learn a recipe or schematic or whatever, I need that choice to matter. If, say, I have to craft an iron sword using iron and my next step up is steel, well, what use do I have for the points I spent in the iron sword other than to get me to the steel one? Nothing. It's basically a dead end now. I may like the look of the iron sword more, or the properties of the iron sword might be something I want, but it's not as good overall as my steel sword, so I never touch it again. Also, I don't really need iron so much anymore. In order to make having the resource be relevant, to give me a reason to go looking for it, you'll have to make another item require it to be made, and that item had best be one I need a lot of, or again, there's not much point. Items are just stepping stones to better items. When each item has base stats that I can augment by choosing material, I want to collect the materials. I want to go hunting for them. I want to have a lot of them lying around. I also want to make tons of items, experiment with combinations of materials to see what I can make. Also, those materials and those items don't become irrelevant. I hate looking back on my character's progression and seeing a bunch of points I spent that I'll never use. Successive tiers of learned items should complement one another and not just act as stepping stones, in my opinion. Nightingale handles this fairly well. There is a point where some older items are not really required or useful except to get their appearance, so you can make other items look like them. It's not perfect, but as you progress, you can choose to specialize in certain items because of their base stats. And when you choose your materials, you can make the items sort of be whatever you need. Each item requires a series of parts and resources. Each resource falls into a class of resources, and from that class you can choose, mostly, any resource in that class for the item, meaning you can apply that material's properties to your item. For example, a primitive knife may require both stone and wood. Nightingale gives you easy access to stones, and you can knock down trees anywhere. You can make a knife to survive, but you may want to make one that's stronger or lets you attach magic to it. So maybe you need to find a better type of stone. Now you need to go out looking. You want to do more damage? You need stone that lets you do that. Same with metals. Some metals are easy to mine and provide good durability. Some you have to go hunting for, and they let you enchant your items with stronger magic or increase your range damage. There are a couple of restrictions that narrow the range of resources in a class that a particular item can use, like some items may require precious metal or gems only, but these are generally for higher tier items. Knowing where to look for materials is also always important. If you want to make the right potions and foods and stuff, you'll need to know what to look for and be ready to fight to get it when you get there. Going out gathering is actually fun when there's a good reason to do it. It doesn't feel like a grind.